You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. Thanks for watching today's video. Coming up on the show, breakout candidates, 3 on offense, 3 on defense, 6 in total. Getting to some guys that I believe could break out this year. Now, I do have some rules when it comes to breakout candidates. Number 1, no rookies allowed. Why? They haven't played in the NFL yet, so we have nothing to measure against. They're not coming off a disappointing season or a year where they haven't, proven themselves yet. None of these guys have played. So Brisker, Gordon, Bayless-Jones, not eligible to be a breakout candidate. Number 2, can't have already had a major breakout. Minor breakout, sure. Major, no. Like Roquan Smith, he's established in the NFL. That's a guy, for example, that will not be a breakout candidate. Number 3, less than 5 years of NFL experience. So like Mario Edwards, he's been in the league too long. Like he's not a breakout candidate. Year 2 through year 4, that's kind of the range for breakout candidates here. A young player looking to take that big step. Those are the type of players we're looking at here on this show. So speaking of all that, name a Bear or Bears, list multiple players if you want, that you think will break out this season. It could be 1 guy, could be 5 guys, could be 7 guys, a lot of young candidates to choose from. I want to know, who do you think will break out for the Bears in 2022? Let's get the obvious one on offense. I tried to combine obvious and offense, and I paused myself. Let's get the obvious one out of the way. Almost did it again. Justin Fields, the quarterback. This is the breakout we're all hoping for, right? We want and, quite frankly, need Justin Fields to break out. If he doesn't, you got real question marks heading into next year. Is he your guy in 2023? I think probably so. I think he'll get through 2023. But you need to see real steps this year from him as this team's quarterback and just overall leader. Last year, we could break it down a million ways. We've done it a million times. The raw stats don't tell the full story, but let's be honest. He does have to improve. The completion percentage, I would say, let's get that to 62, 63%, if not more this year. Obviously, if he plays all 17 games, north of 3,000 passing yards. Touchdown interception, can it be 2-1 in favor of touchdowns? That'd be ideal. Can he throw 23 touchdowns to 11 or 12 picks? I'd be down with that. QB rating, 90 or more. That'd be really, really, big improvement and nice steps. We know what he's going to do as a rusher. He's dynamic. I think 500-ish yards and, 3 or 4 touchdowns is not out of the realm of possibility. Maybe even more, maybe less, depending on how things shake out with this offense. But he's dynamic. He's capable. He's a great deep ball thrower, which Matt Eberflus talked about on Tuesday as well. Says he throws a really pretty deep ball, which we already knew that. But we need him to take the next step. He needs to break out more than anyone this upcoming season. So I'll ask you, Bears fans, will it happen? Will Justin Fields break out this year? And no is not an option. Type Y for yes, type H for hell yes, because we need the positive vibes. Will Justin Fields break out this year? I guess you can type no if you don't believe it, but yes, hell yes, I'm typing my H. I'm a believer. It's going to happen this season. Our next offensive breakout candidate for the Chicago Bears, Cole Kmet at the tight end position. I think this is a guy we really need to start talking about more here on this channel, and I'll try to do that. You look at his first 2 years. He's made steps, guys. He got more than double the targets last year, more than double the catches, double the yards. The average per catch was better. The only stat that went down was touchdowns, and that's because the Bears got obsessed with this idea of targeting Jimmy Graham in the red zone. Oh, we're paying him $10 million or whatever. We have to throw it to Jimmy Graham, who's 34 years old. No, you don't. Cole Kmet can be that guy for you. I think Cole Kmet could have a huge year. I really do. Guys, 60 catches, over 600 yards last year. If he had 3, even a couple touchdowns, we would be saying that was a great second year for Kmet. Like, imagine if he goes for 70 catches, 750, 800 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I don't think that's crazy to think. If he gives you even the same catches and yards as he did last year, 60 for 600, but just gives you a handful of touchdowns, you're going to be saying, yeah, this is a top 15, maybe even a top 10 tight end in the league. He's not there yet. He's got to prove it, but he took strides already. I think a big breakout is possible. Don't be surprised if it happens. He should get a lot of targets, especially when you think about this receiving core. Bit of a wild card here because he's not a starter. How about Khalil Herbert? Khalil Herbert, who I thought showed quite a bit last year when he got to start 2 or 3 games when David Montgomery missed time. He did enough to get more carries throughout the rest of the season. 433 yards, a couple of touchdowns, average of over 4.2. I thought he showed a lot in an offense that was, quite frankly, anemic. He was huge in that Raiders win a year ago. I think if you're Khalil Herbert, your mindset should be, I need to show this regime enough this year that I can be the 2023 starter. Like, hey, if you bring back Montgomery, great. But if not, you can trust me. I can be the lead back in 2023. That should be his goal. That should be his mindset. Not to say screw Monty, but like, hey, I'm here too. I have a lot to prove, and if I can prove it, I can be the guy in 23. And they don't have to pay David Montgomery if they don't want to. I'm open to bringing Monty back. This is not my mindset. This is what Herbert should be. But I think that should be the approach from Khalil Herbert. Take advantage of your opportunities, man, because this team's going to run a lot in the outside zone, and I think he's a back that can pick up some big plays in this scheme. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow us on Callin, because we go live every single week on the Callin app. It's an audio, social podcasting app like Twitter Spaces. You hop in the caller queue. I pod you guys up. We answer your questions. We talk back and forth. We have an open dialogue. It's not just Q&A. We can, throw ideas at one another. It's a lot of fun. It's your chance to call in directly through me. Super user-friendly app. It's really easy. Quite frankly, the interface is much better than Twitter Spaces, and it's a better app in general too, because after the show I repost them as podcasts, so if you don't hear them live, you can listen to them that way as well. Subscribe right now, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. It's chatsports.com/BearsCallin. And if you want a shout out, send me proof that you've subscribed, whether you've done it already or if you're about to go do it. Chatsports.com/BearsCallin, and hit the sub button and send proof that you've subscribed. At HGramNFL on Twitter, at HGramNFL on Instagram. I want proof that you've subscribed. I want to get new subscribers over there. That way we can continue to grow on the Callin app. So hit me up on social media. Prove to me that you've subbed to Callin. All right, let's get to some defensive breakout candidates for the Chicago Bears. First up, Trevis Gipson, who had a mini breakout last year, I would say. I wouldn't call it a huge breakout, but 7 sacks, pretty damn good for him in year 2 after being inactive for several games during his rookie season. I'm predicting 10-plus sacks this year. That would be a real breakout, like a major breakout. He gives you 10, 11 sacks this year. He establishes himself as a really good pass rusher in this league, and quite frankly, could be up for an extension after that. He'd be eligible after his 3rd season. I like what I saw from Trevis Gipson last year. I think he can be a beast on this defense, and if he gives you that kind of production, that's huge moving forward, because then you're not tied to Robert Quinn. You can move on there, trade him, whatever, and build around Trevis Gipson and free up money to fill other needs on this roster. How many sacks do you think Trevis Gipson will have this year? I'm saying 10. I think he'll have 10 sacks, double digits. I'm high on him. I think he was awesome last year, did all the right things. He's emerging as a leader as well, has been involved at OTAs and all that stuff. I'm excited about this kid. 10 sacks for Trevis Gipson. Let's go Jaylon Johnson, who's been in the headlines recently because Matt Eberflus seems to be sending him messages. He got second-team reps the other day at practice. Year 3 in the league. He's done some really good things. And I'll be honest, I'm cheating a little bit here. I said during my rules, can't have broken out already. You could argue he kind of already has. Through 2 years, he's proven himself as a quality starter. Now, on the flip side, I would argue he hasn't had that major breakout like that 4-interception season. He only has 1 pick in 2 years. So, get your hands on more footballs. 24 pass breakups, that's a good number, but come down with a few more of those. I think the leap for him, the big breakout, is to prove on a national level, like, hey, people, when they hear the name Jaylon Johnson, they know who the hell you are. You're a true number 1 corner, an elite corner in the National Football League. I think that's the leap I'm looking for. Jump into elite status, superstardom in the NFL. You're a good player, Jaylon. You're a quality starter. Can you be that true alpha male CB1, these Jair Alexander types? I think the ability's there. He's got to, take that challenge on. New regime. He's got to prove to Matt Eberflus and Alan Williams he can be that guy. I think he's capable of it. it's up to him to see if he can reach that potential. All right, we got one more guy to get to, but hey, we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by training camp. We're just over 2,000 away. Can we get there? It's a lofty goal. Can we get there? 2,083 subs away as we film this video. Obviously very close to 48,000, so let's get there, then boom, less than 2,000. Daily videos, news, rumors, and a whole lot more. Subscribe. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers before training camp gets here. All right, last breakout candidate and final player on defense. Kind of like with Khalil Herbert, bit of a wild card too here. Khyiris Tonga, who may start, may not. We'll see. I have him penciled in as a loose starter. Maybe Angelo Blackson starts. Maybe Mario Edwards starts. Maybe they sign another defensive tackle. But I think either way, whether he's a starter or a reserve, I think he'll get more snaps this year because he proved a lot last year. He actually played pretty darn well a year ago. Had 24 tackles and limited opportunities. I think he picked up a sack. I mean, for a 7th-round pick, he showed a lot. He made the team, and he had an impact. Can he, I think a breakout for him would be like he's a starter this year and is productive as well. So challenging him, want to see if he can be that guy. I think at worst he'll be a rotation guy, good run stopper, and decent pass rusher for his size as well. Here's to see if he can have a true breakout here in 2022. All right, name a Bear or Bears that will break out this season, and then we can recap our 6 breakout candidates for you guys here in just a second. But I went through my list. Go through yours. There's other guys. I kind of cheated with Jaylon Johnson, so I didn't want to do it with Darnell Mooney. He had a 1,000-yard season last year. He's already broken out. Didn't want to include him. But let me know. Name a Bear or Bears player that will break out this season. You can do multiple guys, like I said. Recap real quick. 3 offensive guys: Justin Fields, Cole Kmet, Khalil Herbert. I think these can be key cogs offensively. And then on defense, Trevis Gipson, Jaylon Johnson, and Khyiris Tonga. 6 guys to monitor as we get closer and closer to week 1. Appreciate you guys for weighing in here. Also, sub on Callin, weekly live shows on the Callin app. Want to get to 1,000 subscribers before week 1. It's free. You can call into the show directly, hear from me. I can hear from you. We can connect on a deeper level. It could be a lot of fun. Chatsports.com/BearsCallin.